All right, so why? So first, there's a couple of reasons. We're going to start with the external because I know this is a sales conference. So first, I want to see, raise your hand if you've heard of first moment of truth. Anybody heard of the concept of the first moment of truth? All right. Well, I guess you've never heard of 0 moments of truth then either. Is that okay? All right, we'll go back. So way back in the day, there was a general marketing understanding of this concept of the first moment of truth. And the first moment of truth is when a buyer decided to buy something. Now, that could be you go to the grocery store, you see a new brand of cereal. Do I want to buy it or not? You make that decision. Then, of course, with advertising and the internet, and certainly in B2B sales, where people are handing over checks, sometimes for millions of dollars, the first moment of truth is actually not most important. There is another concept called the 0 moments of truth, or ZMOT for short. And ZMOT has 3 requirements to it. There's 3 numbers, 7, 11, and 4. And in order for somebody to purchase from you, you have to bring 7, 11, and 4 virtually down to 0. Now, what are those? 7 hours they need to have interacted with you, through 11 touch points, over 4 locations. Now, if you think about it, this is why I like to call it the olden days. Maybe it's still practiced amongst you guys, but not as much. It's much more difficult these days with COVID and busy schedules. But that's why you saw things like taking somebody out on the golf course. Think about the ZMOT you can start to strike off there, right? Different location, multiple hours, especially if you hit the 19th hole. That's why you have endless meetings. When you think things are sold, then there's another meeting. The consultant wants another meeting. The broker wants another meeting. That's why endless emails. That's why people sometimes used to fly across the country and have a steak dinner for an hour and fly back, because they were reducing ZMOT down to 0. Now, in this more modern day, raise your hand if you'd like some other ideas about how to reduce ZMOT to 0 than flying across the country or going golfing. Anyone? A few of you, a lot of golfers in here. Keep golfing. God bless you. I don't have the time. So there's 3 modern ZMOT reducers, as I see it. The first has been around forever, relationships. We know this, right? If Joe knows Sally and Sally introduces you, that helps reduce that. Maybe it doesn't bring ZMOT down to 0, but it helps get it there faster. The second is content. This is the newer age stuff, right? So this is, for example, why you might want to post on LinkedIn, wink, wink. It is not about being a social media influencer. It's about giving your customers the ability to reduce the ZMOT on their own. How many times have you gone out and stalked people? Right? Oh, I want to see one of their videos. Oh, I might go work for this guy. Let me see how he acts in his town hall, an article, how he responds. You guys are doing it, right? You're judging. But what you're doing is you're trying to get your ZMOT down to 0 faster than you can without it, right? And then third is authenticity. Authenticity, as I mentioned, is a speed pass to connection and trust. When you have the opportunity, whether it's a regular meeting, it's an email, a finalist presentation, an RFP response, as soon as you add in a little bit of purposeful, strategic authenticity, you start to check off the box. The trust radar starts to go off for them and gets you there faster. So here's the message. You don't have to do any of this stuff. You don't have to be authentic. You don't have to do content. You don't have to do steak dinners. You don't have to know people. But you do have to get ZMOT down to 0.